The red soil of Umu's village clung to her feet like a shadow. 16-year-old Adaeze balanced a heavy basin of ripe plantains on her head, her back straight, her eyes scanning the dusty road ahead. Her wrapper was faded, her slippers worn, but her soul burned with silent fire. She was poor, yes, but not broken. Every day before sunrise, she left her mother's mud house, passed through the bush path, and made it to the junction near Owerri Road. She sold plantains there while watching children her age walk to school in clean uniforms. Sometimes she'd whisper to herself, "One day, one day." She didn't expect that one day would come wrapped in designer clothes and betrayal. Obinna Boniface Okafor, 22, had just returned from London. Son of billionaire Chief Boniface Okafor, owner of lands, hotels, oil blocks, and political favors. The boy drove around in a Lexus Jeep, wore gold chains, and posted motivational quotes on Instagram with captions like, "Back to my roots." To the people of Umu's, Obinna was untouchable. But to Adaeze, he was just another stranger. Until he became something else. The first time he saw her, she was haggling with a stubborn customer. Her voice was sharp, her eyes firm. The second time he stopped and bought 3 bunches of plantain. "Keep the change," he said, handing her a crisp 10,000 Nigerian nairas note. Adaeze stared at him, unsure. The third time he asked for her name, then her story, and then he kept coming. He told her she was beautiful, not like Instagram girls, but beautiful like the morning sun after Harmattan. He bought her soft drinks, pair of new slippers, a rechargeable lamp so she could study at night. He asked about her dreams. She told him she wanted to finish school, maybe become a teacher. "I'll sponsor you," he said. "Let me change your life." His voice was gentle, his touch respectful at first. When he invited her to the back of the old Catholic church to talk privately, she hesitated. But she went. That was the first kiss. It was soft, careful. She pulled away, breathless. "I want to marry you," he whispered. And she believed him. She gave him her innocence under the stars. Once, then again, until she no longer counted. But love wasn't what came next. The nausea started 2 weeks later. Then came the headaches. Then the missed period. Adaeze cried alone for 3 days before telling her mother. Mama Uju wept as if someone had died. "Who?" she screamed. When Adaeze whispered, "Obinna," the name sent shockwaves through the room. Chief Boniface's son. Mama Uju slapped her own head. "You want to kill me." They hoped it was a mistake. But a test from the village nurse confirmed it. She was 2 months pregnant. Fear turned to shame. Shame turned to whispers. And soon the whole village was buzzing. Obinna denied everything. In his father's mansion, when confronted, he scoffed. "She's lying. I've never touched her." Chief Boniface, furious, called Adaeze and her mother gold diggers and village rats. He sent men with 500,000 Nigerian nairas cash. "Take it and remove the thing. Don't ever speak of this again." But Adaeze refused. "That child is not a thing. That child is mine. And I will not hide." The men threatened her. She was mocked at the stream, insulted in the market. Children sang songs about her. Her mother lost her market stall after the counselor, loyal to the chief, declared her unfit for public business. But still Adaeze stood firm. Mama Adaeze, the oldest woman in the village, visited Adaeze one afternoon. "I was like you once," she said, placing a warm hand on the girl's shoulder. "Pregnant at 17. They said I'd never become anything. Now my daughter is a lawyer. Do not bend. Rise." Others followed. The pastor's wife brought food. Youth leaders began organizing. Women from the market formed a small support group called Voices for Adaeze. A young journalist recorded Adaeze's story and posted it online. The video went viral. #Justice for Adaeze exploded across social media. Celebrities reposted. Feminist groups demanded accountability. A human rights organization sent lawyers. Chief Boniface tried to suppress the fire, but it was too late. A lawsuit was filed. The court ordered Obinna to submit to a DNA test. He tried to flee, but the media hunted him down. Chief Boniface tried to bribe the lab, but independent observers were present. 2 weeks later the result came. 99.8% match. Obinna was the father. The nation erupted. Adaeze's name trended again. Interviews followed. International NGOs sent donations. Her story appeared in newspapers, on TV, and even a BBC Africa documentary. Obinna was dragged to court. The judge ordered child support, monthly payments, and postnatal medical care. He was also ordered to publicly acknowledge the child. And he did. Adaeze carried her pregnancy with grace. She walked with her head high, belly protruding, her silence louder than noise. She delivered safely in a community hospital surrounded by midwives and singing women. Boy. She named him Chikamso. My God knows. The people of Umuse celebrated. The same people who mocked her now came bearing wrappers, yams, and gifts. Binna came too. With a trembling voice, he asked to hold his son. I was scared, he said, kneeling. I let my father control me. I'm sorry. Adaeze looked at him and nodded. I forgive you. But I don't forget. And I don't need you to raise this child. I will raise him with strength, not shame. With donations and media attention, Adaeze opened a shop. Adaeze provisions and fruit. Sold plantains, groceries, even school supplies. She started adult classes, determined to finish secondary school. She began speaking at events, schools, churches, women's groups. Her message: your past doesn't define you. Your courage does. Obinna left his father's mansion, publicly denounced the chief, and started a youth foundation for responsible fatherhood. Chief Boniface lost political contracts. His hotels were boycotted. His name stained. Adaeze's name. It became a symbol of hope. After the cameras left and the reporters moved on, Adaeze was left with something even heavier than shame: expectations. People now looked at her like a symbol. But symbols get praised and forgotten. Real life needed rent money, school fees, baby food, sanitary pads, quiet nights without crying into her pillow. She had a newborn baby and no husband. Her mother was aging. And despite donations and praise, the whispers never stopped. She'll drop out. She'll end up like her mother. She only got lucky. But Adaeze was more than lucky. She was hungry for change. She worked during the day at her shop, took adult education classes at night, breastfed between shifts, studied between diaper changes. She cried, she doubted, she broke, but she rose. Obinna occasionally visited his son and sent money. But Adaeze never relied on him. I will not let this child grow up in the shadow of his father, she said. He will know me as his light. By the time Chikamso turned 5, Adaeze had completed secondary school and passed her WAEC. By the time he turned 8, she got admitted into the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. She left her shop in her mother's care and moved into a small student hostel with her son. It was hard. Sometimes they went to bed hungry. But every night she kissed him and whispered, "We are writing our own ending." At the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, a woman in her 20s stepped onto the graduation stage. Her son, now 10, clapped loudly from the audience. Adaeze was graduating with honors in education. She planned to return to UMUS to build a girls' school. When asked by a journalist what she would say to her younger self, she smiled. "The pain you're feeling now will become the power you'll carry tomorrow. Keep walking." The crowd stood, applauded, and as she held her son's hand and walked off stage, one thing was clear. She was no longer the girl with dusty feet. She was Adaeze the brave. Microphone, this is the gracious voice. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful African storytelling. End.